What's up guys, Kuroo here and today with a new video. So I've been pretty busy lately, that's why there was no video yesterday. And yeah, regarding the guild applications, I was very overwhelmed by how many people actually applied, and that's why it went kind of into a chaos. I've replied to a few of you guys, but I didn't get the time to or manage to contact all of you. So that's why I probably need to change up the system. We're still looking for a member in the long run, so I'm probably going to open a Discord or something just for that. So if you're still interested, then stay tuned. I will probably make a new video in a few days. But yeah, today we have some pretty interesting news. First off, we still have the guild ranking going on. I wanted to ask, how are you guys currently doing? So my guild and I have actually played a little bit, and right now we're sitting at #1 spot, but we don't know for how long. So yeah, the guild event is still going on for 5 days, so 5 days plus 24 hours is 6 days. Yeah, let's just say it's going on for 6 days. And after this we get a new banner, so I actually got a picture out just for that. Yep, and here it is. We're going to get the steamy beauty bath time banner, and they look absolutely gorgeous. I would actually go for them just for the looks, but we should probably go into more detail before actually deciding whether you should pull on this banner or not. I know they have very convincing aspects to them, especially Lifar and Straya. Well, Straya is actually a metal unit. So yeah, let's not waste any more time and see what they actually do and what the notices are actually mentioning about them. And also I want to tell you guys more about the new type of weapon scout, which is really important. I think it's going to change the game dramatically in the future. But yeah, first off, let's take a look at the preview for the new characters. Wait, they're actually up here. And yeah. So, first up we have the preview for the Steamy Beauty Bath Time Scout. And it's a record crystal scout again, so this means that you get record crystals 1 to 10, depending on the rates. And yeah, you only get record crystals when you do a multi-pull. So the first time for the multi-pulls is 50% off again. This means you only need to spend 125 memory damage for multi-pull. And I think it's also going to be like this for the rate up scouts. So for the rate up scouts, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. So as I already said, the scout starts tomorrow, and it's a record crystal scout. Every time you scout a multiple, you get a record crystal from 1 to 10. And with 10 record crystals, you can do a 4-star or above scout, guaranteed scout. So this time the bath time characters activate a damage cancelling shield, which works once on once you use the SS3. And the combination attacks rises when you use a combination partner, and they probably have a 6% leader skill. So first up we have the glossy goddess Asuna. She's from the light element, 5-star unit, and her special skill is called Beauty Lumiere or something like this. Wow, why does Siri actually always activate? It's a combination skill. Activate the damage cancelling barrier and move quickly to the back of an enemy, then blow up the bubbles. As you can see, all these units will probably activate their damage cancelling barrier at the start, which is really good. And this means you all almost instantly have a shield, which means you can actually spam these units. And as you can see, she's from the light element, and the next up is Looking Back Beauty Xenon, and she's a lens or spear character from the earth element, which means this banner this time is going to be a multi-elemental banner. And she's also 5-star. Special skill is called Maple Leaf Dance. A combination skill: activate a damage cancelling barrier and move up high up, and then drop a rubber duck bombs. So as you can see in the picture, there's actually a rubber duck, which I personally think is pretty funny. And yeah, next up we have the Beauty in Secluded Hot Springs Lifar. Special skill is called Watch Your Step. A combination skill: activate the damage cancelling barrier and move to the back of an enemy, slip on a bar of soap and fall down after slashing down. So Lifar is always like the Maroon character, or not Maroon, I forgot the word actually. Yeah, she always slips and does some stupid stuff. And yeah, lastly we have Autumn Leaf, Bath, Beauty, Silica. And the special skill is Heat Upper, a combination skill. Activate a damage cancelling barrier and create a geyser? I don't know the English word. And attack an enemy with the super hot water. So, as I already mentioned, it's a multi-elemental banner. We got Holy Element Asna, Earth Element Xenon, Water Element Leafer, and Fire Element Silica. So depending on if you have characters from these elements or not, this might actually be a good time to get a 5-star or a bad time to get a 5-star. Because if you want a specific element, then this banner is probably not for you. If you don't want a specific element, then that's perfectly fine if you need like characters from every element. And Asna has the highest attack stats right now, but this doesn't tell us anything about the SS3 damage, which is way more important. But yeah, for raid ups and combination partners, I think this time it's Asna with Xenon. That's probably going to be the first raid up. And the second raid up is going to be Leafar and Silica. And they are also combination partners, most likely. So, what does this mean? You can also get all the other 4 stars. And maybe I should talk about the weapons now first. That's like the most interesting thing. So, wait, why did I go out there? This time the weapon purchase is a step up 1. And that's the first time we're actually going to get a step up scout for weapons. And I also have this picture from our friends over there, data mining stuff. As you can see, beauty, bath time. And yeah, the weapons give you required MP minus 10% and crit up 10% for the same element. Which means, for example, if you have the light rapier and you're going to use it for a dark unit, you won't get the minus 10% MP reduction, and also you won't get the 10% damage, crit damage up. You will only get the 10% attack. So what's interesting here this time is that it's going to be a step up scout. So the first step only costs 100 memory diamonds instead of 150. And after you do the third step, the appearance rate of a 4-star will be 2 times, which is 8%, which is really good, to be honest. And after you do the third step, it should probably go back to the first step. So if you want to go to the third step, you only need to pay 400 memory diamonds and you get double the chances of getting a rarity 4 weapon in a scout. But this doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a 4-star weapon on the double rate up, so yeah, just let me tell you this. I'm not sure whether I will pull it or not. But what I actually wanted to say, if you want to go for a rarity 5 weapon, this is probably one of the best chances you can get. And I think these weapons are, or these kinds of scouts are going to be standard from now on. And it's kind of a power creep right now, because a rarity 5 Holy Rapier, for example, is a little bit stronger than the rarity 4 weapon here right now. But the rarity 4 Holy Rapier here or rivals the power of a rarity 5 old Holy Rapier if you have it on the light elemental unit. So if you want to have like weapons for every element, then you should probably only go for rarity 4 weapons. And in the long run, I feel like these rarity 4 weapons, if you just collect rarity 4 weapons, it's going to be easier than try to get rarity 5 in every element. But if you can get the rarity 5 of each element here, then you should be pretty good to go for at least these 4 elements ranking. Because you can always, and you should also try to get these units, otherwise, yeah, it's kind of lacking. Because for example, the Fire Dagger, I think the only other fire unit right now with the dagger is the free Silica, the Foxfire Silica. The Water Sword, for example, I think the Water Sword is pretty good, because if you get the rarity 5 you can use it for so many characters, as there are so many rarity 5 or water characters who use swords. And the power up from a rarity 5 of these new elements or new weapons is really high. For the light rapier we got Bright Asna, which for her I think this will be really good, and the new Asna. But I don't think that we have any other light rapier units right now. And for the spear, yeah, the spear will probably only be good for the Xenon or the Yukata 7. Yukata 7's accessory does actually quite a bit of damage, so if you want to go, as I already said, if you want to go rarity 5 weapons, that's your chance. And if you don't like the weapon type, probably just wait for the next banner, because I think these kind of weapon scout will appear again and again from now on, and we will be seeing a lot more rarity 5 weapons, as yeah, it's double the chance of getting a 4-star on the third step. So next up we have some more interesting stuff. So it's the ranking preview, or the preview for the ranking event, which also starts tomorrow. As you can see, we can get a Wind Mace character, a Wind Strayer. Really like the art design. I don't know why. Maybe it's for 2 particular reasons, but who knows? Yeah, the ranking event starts tomorrow. It's consecutive ranking event, so it's a multiple boss ranking event. You will need to have 2 parties. And if you win, you can get upgrades, medals, or you can get medals to scout the 4-star lever, and you can also get these upgrade crystals. If you rank good, then you can limit break her to a 5-star, or not limit break, you can upgrade her to a 5-star. And yeah, as I already said, you get like these medals again. It's always the same: bronze, silver and gold medal, which also give you a chance of getting other 4-star and 5-star characters in the scout. And if you win this ranking event and another one which is scheduled in mid-November, then you can get the title SAO Survivor. And yeah, the story, you can read it yourself. These stuff is almost the same every time, so that's the interesting part. This time bosses are very powerful, having secondary elements against them. It makes more disadvantageous elements, however you also get more advantageous once. Check their secondary elements and create your party with advantageous element characters. So there's probably going to be 2 Master plus 2 modes this time. And the first battle is where the boss is from the water element the first time, and the second time is from the dark element. This also means that you need 2 parties. If you're going to tackle this boss, you probably need an earth elemental team for the first part and a light elemental team for the second part. And if you don't have these kind of elements, then maybe you should try the second battle, which is also should be Master plus 2 mode, where the boss is from the fire element and the second boss will be from the wind element. If he's from the fire element, you want to have a water element team, and for the second boss you want to have the fire elemental team. And yeah, there's nothing much else to it, so this time you need to plan a little bit ahead and look at what units you have. I actually like these kind of ranking events more because you actually have a choice whether you want to get new units or not. On the other rankings you most likely don't have a choice, because yeah, you only need the new elemental characters because they do like so much more damage most of the times. And yeah, and advantageous ones can deal damage a lot more, do parry attacks with an advantageous element and beat up the enemy. Okay. Okay, the rest isn't that interesting. And yeah, you actually want to farm up the equipment from the equipment creation event, which came out yeah, today actually. The announcement was yesterday. And first up we have the Hot Springs Headband, rarity 2 to 4, which gives you 10% more damage in the next ranking event. So you always want to get a ranking accessory for every character which you have. And the next up we have the Hot Spring Bath Towel, which gives 20% received damage, minus 20% received damage in the next ranking event. And you can get it all from the Abyss Rhinoceros Strikes Back. So, whoops, this was also wrong. Actually I have no clue what I'm doing right now. What? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So, I think I've already upgraded all my stuff here. And I've already have 6 of these accessories. I didn't upgrade any of the bath towels because I don't really need armor that much. So that's the stats for the bath towel, for the accessory. Hot Spring Headband, rarity 4. 40 plus combo hits, gives you 6% more damage, and gives you overall 10% more damage against the next ranking bosses. So you really want to have this kind of equipment ready. What's up next? We still have some more news going on. It's going to be a new game mode, or I'm just going to call it game mode. And it's called Break Battle. So from November a new event, Break Battle, is starting. What's Break Battle? Break Battle compete as a consecutive quest with a time limit. And you pull off break, get time bonus, and do the break with right weapon type and right elements to get awesome items at the exchange market. So in solo player events where players complete a consecutive quest within a time limit, you can break the boss so he has like a separate bar from his HP called break gauge. If you break it, then you get or your time limit gets extended. I probably think it's going to be while he's guarding or something, then you can break him, or his break gauge goes down. Otherwise his health bar goes down. It's probably something like this. And there will be advantageous weapon types, sword skills and elements against each of the bosses. And you can exchange these event points for items at the exchange market. And I think we're going to see this in maybe a week or so, probably. Yeah. And I think that's it for the news here. There wasn't, anything new. And pretty hyped for the next ranking event. So I really want to know what you guys think of the new kind of weapon scouts or the new weapon types overall. And will you whale or not whale? Will you pull on the next Hot Spring Beauty banner or not? So tell me down in the comments below. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, then please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as this helps me out a lot. And yeah, I will be doing another video about or regarding the guild requirements for our guild. As I already said, we're still looking for great members in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.